The anime begins with Lin, a mysterious and powerful individual, arriving at his apartment. He explains that he has been waiting for him for a long time and notices that Lin was born with spiritual eyes. Suddenly, he teleports him to the sky, which serves as the boundary between the mortal and spiritual worlds. He asks Lin to accept the system he wishes to give him and promises to send him to cultivate in the spiritual world. After that, this man begins to accumulate a great amount of power by uttering the words, "Activate God of War system." He transfers all that power to Lin, who merges with the system because he is compatible with it. Then, he hands him a scroll. It is a recommendation from him, which allows Lin to study cultivation at the Magical Superior Academy of the 9 counties in the spiritual world. He thought it would be difficult for Lin to accept such a significant proposal, but Lin accepts without hesitation since he has nothing to worry about in the mortal world, and cultivating in the spiritual world is a better option anyway. After bidding farewell, the man leaves him to talk to his system, a sphere with wings that presents itself as the spirit of the system. It is responsible for guiding novices and is only visible to the host, Lin. He asks Lin to be careful while using the system to avoid drawing attention from others. There, he detects a trapped human cultivator within the spatial teleportation channel, and Lin decides to help, and the system instructs him to absorb the excess energy from that rift. By doing so, a girl emerges and falls onto him. Seeing that Lin saved her from the problem, she helps him up. Upon seeing that his host has made contact with someone of the opposite gender, the system activates a set of skins to improve his appearance, changing his clothing to a better one. She introduces herself as Shu Xiaolan from the Vermilion Bird sect, and he, after introducing himself, tells her that he is from the Han Shu Kingdom but is not affiliated with any sect. Xiaolan guides him to the Magical Superior Academy, which was established by the Celestial Alliance. It is also the first sacred land of cultivation in the spiritual world, and the entire academy is a continent floating in the sky. When they gather with the others, the masters are in the center, where the test will be conducted to assign a class and level to each student. This is decided by the divine lustrous monolith located in the middle, which is the energy source of the continent. More than 10,000 new disciples will be divided into 100 classes based on their cultivation foundation, although she is certain that the 2 of them will be in the same class. First, Wei Ji begins and is placed in the lower 9th stage, class 1. Many are surprised because being in the 9th stage at enrollment is a great achievement. Next is Zhan Yuan Cheng, the young leader of the Thousand Spirits sect. He hands a yellow scroll to the teacher, similar to Lin's recommendation from God. During the test, Yuan Cheng is placed in the spiritual nourishment level, upper initial stage, class 1, which is above the 10th stage. It's Xiao Lan's turn, and she is placed in the upper 9th stage, class 1. Finally, Lin is called, and he hands the scroll to the teacher. She checks it and realizes that it's the recommendation from Master Lu, who, according to the students, is the legendary master who achieved immortality above the true gods, leaving them impressed with Lin. The teachers there, upon seeing that Lin is new, introduce themselves. First is the magic instructor, Yu Ying, followed by Lord Ming Yuan, who teaches numerology. Everyone was excited to see Lin's results, but during the test, it is announced that he is in stage 0, class 1, and has obtained the lowest enrollment score in class 1 in 100,000 years. This angers everyone because even though his score is the worst possible, he was still assigned to class 1, which is the best class. The system notifies Lin that he is accumulating hatred from all the other students and that he needs to be careful. Wei Jin opposes the idea of Lin joining class 1 with that score and challenges him to a duel but is saved when Xiao Lan takes him to the dormitories. Once alone at night, the system explains that Lin has earned the title of Great Thief, which comes with the disadvantage of attracting the hatred of others. That's when Lin discovers the tricks to level up, thanks to what the system offers him. He can communicate mentally with the accompanying spirit, which gives him advantages to avoid suspicion when he wants to use it. To reach the first stage, he must do 10 push-ups, and when he does, he immediately reaches that level, granting his body much greater strength. Now, to reach the second stage, he must complete 10 plus 10 push-ups, which he does in seconds, and he continues this way until reaching the third stage, where the requirements increase significantly to achieve it easily. The system hints that he can ask Xiao Lan for advice to level up, but when he visits her, he is attacked by a masked individual. He realizes that his power is at the third stage, and Lin manages to uncover his face. It is Lu Dabao, one of the students who held a grudge against him and ended up in class 100. He is saved by Xiao Lan, who suddenly appears there. But seconds later, they see that the real Lu Dabao is in front of Lin's dormitory, and the imposter was that person. With the help of the system, Lin uses the Heavenly Gate, an ability that allows him to protect himself from a powerful attack from the person they were facing. Xiao Lan seizes the opportunity to counterattack, delivering a powerful blow to him, and they both remain safe. She explains that she came to that academy to gain the power to protect others and that she is convinced he will become someone great someday. From now on, she will take care of protecting him. The next day in class, Xiao Lan tells him that there is a third person who was recommended by the gods. Her level is at the spiritual nourishment level. The girl who arrives for class is Su Qianyun. After that, classes with several different teachers begin, each represented by different elements such as a sword, a hammer, a tree, and fire. When they reach Master Ming Yuan's class, it is explained that they must dream and then explain what they dreamt. In Lin's case, he shares the vision he had about it, that there is a bloodbath waiting for him. After he wakes up, Xiao Lan wakes him up, and they find themselves in Yu Ying's class. There, he is suddenly placed in a battle against the class monitor, Yuan Cheng. However, Xiao Lan volunteers to replace him since the difference in level between Lin and Yuan Cheng is enormous. Not being heard, she faces him on her own, but shortly after, Yuan Cheng uses the absolute spiritual formation, which creates an energy shield around him that blocks all attacks. The system informs Lin that the energy formation can be analyzed and that there is a vulnerability in a part of the back. Next, he protects Xiao Lan from Yuan Cheng's powerful attack by using the Heavenly Gate. The teacher, upon witnessing what happened, realizes that despite being in the third stage, Lin has the potential of a cultivator at the spiritual nourishment level, final stage. Lin launches a powerful attack precisely at the shield's weakness, allowing him to destroy it and escape Yuan Cheng's attack. Everyone sees that he made great progress during the battle since they could see his level. Lin has now advanced to the 4th stage thanks to that battle. People find it impossible for someone to go from stage 0 to the 4th stage in just one night. This is all thanks to the tricks of his system that no one else knows, as that interface can only be seen and heard by him. The system informs Lin that the difference between the 5th and 6th stages lies in absorbing spiritual stones. Later on, Yuan Cheng acknowledges Lin's efforts and offers his help if he ever needs it. Lin seizes this opportunity and asks for spiritual stones, although Xiao Lan explains that spiritual stones are the currency of the spiritual world, causing him to feel embarrassed for asking for money in that way. Despite that, Yuan Cheng gives him 1,000 spiritual stones in a single ring. However, when Xiao Lan sees it, she explains that the ring alone is actually worth 5,000 spiritual stones. Later, Su Qianyun shows her interest in mortals and expresses her desire to learn more about them with Lin's help, which he happily accepts. Furthermore, the system explains that the battle for freedom will soon take place. It is an annual competition of real battle survival in which all the disciples of the academy participate, and Lin is given a special mission to rank among the top 50. If he succeeds, he will be granted an opportunity in the initial singularity lottery. The prizes include spiritual weapons, magical tools, and customized weapons, among other things. However, if he fails, Lin will transform into a beautiful girl for an entire year. This mission is mandatory. On a new day, Lin absorbs the spiritual stones he was able to obtain thanks to the class monitor, thus advancing to the 7th stage. After that, he uses the system's assistance to gather more information about the battle for freedom, where 50,000 students will participate, taking place in the Thousand Peaks Forest. Battle achievements are ranked by points. When reviewing the participant table, he sees that his position is at 29,653. This frightens Lin as he is far from reaching the top 50, and he only has 1 month left before the exercise begins. The system also reminds him that he attracts the hatred of others, and the chances of completing that mission are much lower because of it. Then it explains that at his current level, skill missions have been unlocked. He can now use that mountain essence to learn the god-level magical skill, Mountain Tremor Fist. Upon completing the mission, the host's strength ranking will increase to 4,653. He is required to defeat someone in the 9th stage or above to advance to the 8th stage. This leads Lin to consider asking Xiao Lan to deliberately lose to him. But when the time comes to ask her, Lin fails due to the nervousness she creates in him. He tries the same with Yuan Cheng, but in his case, Yuan Cheng refuses, treating Lin as a genius who should not resort to wicked practices. Lin had asked Xiao Lan for help in obtaining the mountain essence, so she arranged for someone to find it, and it will be in their hands in 2 days. Later, he tries once again to ask Xiao Lan to intentionally lose to him in order to advance to the 8th stage. But what he actually asks is if there would be a problem if she allows him to attack her stealthily in order to level up. She interprets this as him being dishonest and attempting to do something inappropriate with her. Xiao Lan becomes quite nervous in the situation, and misunderstanding his intentions, she ends up accepting. After obtaining her permission, Lin meets with Yuan Cheng to learn stealth attack techniques, and he teaches him the absolute divine spiritual matrix, which chains the target. He finally meets with Xiao Lan, who is embarrassed and hands him the mountain essence he wanted, along with the information about the previous year's experts that he had requested for the battle. However, Lin traps her and attempts to attack her, as that was his intention, which she had not understood. Xiao Lan becomes sad when she realizes that he truly tried to attack her. This causes Lin to lose concentration, canceling his attack on her. But as he stumbles upon a stone, he accidentally touches one of her breasts. She starts crying and insults him, fleeing from there in embarrassment. This crushes Lin because of the grave mistake he made. Later, at night, he reads the information she gathered. Wang Zan has held the #1 position for 4 consecutive years. His level is spiritual nourishment, final stage. He descends from the ancient dragon clan, carries a recommendation letter from a true god, and his weapon is the golden dragon spear. And Lin then reads about his abilities. To counter him, and Lin must either flee or seek help from the class representative, Susu, or Xiao Lan. He then reads a note from Xiao Lan, where she explains that the location spell allows them to find each other in the Thousand Peaks forest. She asks him to let her protect him during that exercise. Later, and Lin obtains the items she will need to locate him. At that moment, he consumes the mountain essence in order to learn that new special ability. Suddenly, he feels a strong stomachache and is forced to go to the bathroom. The system explains that he will experience diarrhea until the progress bar is full, and then he will immediately learn the Mountain Tremor Fist. It shows that it will take 12 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes to complete the bar. Although the battle for freedom will begin in 10 days, the spirit of the system tells him that he will have to endure the pain and participate in the exercise in that state. The next day, the others notice his absence from class, prompting Yuan Cheng to visit him and ask how he's doing. Upon learning that he is not well, Yuan Cheng recites a spell to cleanse impurities from his body. This causes tremendous pain in Lin's body, but it also accelerates the progress bar, and he asks Yuan Cheng to stay and continue doing it. After several days of intense pain, it is clear that the score bar has advanced significantly, all thanks to Yuan Cheng. With only about 8 hours remaining, the day of the battle for freedom arrives, but he has to suspend it as he needs to attend with the other students. Still in pain from his stomachache, he is suddenly sniffed by a giant dog who introduces himself as Da Bai. Da Bai senses in Lin's situation through his sense and recognizes him as the destined person he has been searching for based on the potential of his gases. The Grand Elder Yu Hua arrives and explains that the stronger they are and the more enemies they eliminate, the better their scores will be. He also mentions that he has cast golden light on all the present disciples as protection, and once that shield is broken, they will be expelled from the arena. But the golden light cannot protect them from all damage, so he advises them not to inflict serious injuries on each other. Then he starts the exercise by teleporting each of the disciples to the arena. And Lin comes face to face with Da Bao, showing an intimidating aura, but the first thing he does is ask if he has toilet paper. Seeing that Da Bao doesn't have any, and Lin asks how a man can go out without toilet paper, and then he leaves, leaving Da Bao confused. Later, Wei Ji appears and asks about Lin's whereabouts, but he lies and gives him the wrong direction. Then he explains that he has a task for Wei Ji. He heard that the weak ones from class 100 will hide in a group to avoid being pursued, and he wants Wei Ji to bring those people to him. Later on, and Lin finds some bushes where he can continue his pending progress bar since he still had diarrhea. However, he is surprised by several disciples who want to confront him. He plants the idea in their minds that it would be better for them to fight among themselves so that only one person claims the reward, and it works. This gives him enough time to complete the mission, get detoxified, and learn the god-level magical skill. The system reminds him that this skill is extremely powerful and can be used as a counterattack. When he uses it, a powerful attack sends the 4 enemies in front of him flying, defeating them instantly. At that moment, the system announces that he has defeated 4 cultivators at the 9th stage, resulting in his promotion to the 8th stage. However, he still has no chance of being among the top 50 if he doesn't level up. To reach the 9th stage, he needs to ascend the peak of the Black Rock and learn the Earth Element technique. He also needs to defeat 10 experts at the 9th stage. Shortly after, he encounters Da Bao again, who takes him to the hideout of Class 100. There are a total of 291 people there, and they all show happiness and support upon seeing him. Da Bao explains that this is their refuge as they fear being beaten up by stronger individuals. That's why they want to invite someone reliable to gently break the golden light shielding them, allowing them to be expelled from the arena. This also means that they will give him their points, and they chose him because he is different from the spiritual world's people and does not intimidate the weak. And Lin is delighted with this proposal and begins to defeat a large crowd of them in battle. After finishing, he ranks at position 7864 on the score table. At that moment, the system alerts him that a super powerful spiritual nourishment level cultivator is approaching, and he must hide immediately. Although it was already too late, the person was about to attack him, but just before that, he is surprised by a beam of energy that incinerates him, immediately removing him from the arena. A girl then appears on a flying wand, and the system gives Lin the same alert as before. 2 weeks prior, he had investigated her. Previously, she held the 2nd place in the 3rd year, Lu Qian Huan. She possesses the recommendation letter from the true god. She is solitary and eccentric, doing things unexpectedly, and she has a nickname, the #1 goddess of slaughter. Lu recognizes Lin and asks him to play the Immortal League with her, an online video game on the phone. She explains that she wants to play games with men from the mortal realm to decide if he is the kind of man she desires. Suddenly, she decides to test him with 100 questions about the mortal realm before revealing the reward. And Lin asks if the reward is the power to join the Lu Club. She likes his response, so she decides to reduce it to 50 questions. However, if he doesn't answer before time runs out or answers incorrectly, he will lose his head. In the end, they get along well after asking several questions. In one of them, Lu asks who is prettier. Xiao Lan or Su Su, to which Lin answers Su Su. But he is punched by Lu because she believes Xiao Lan is his girlfriend. However, he explains that it is not the case and is forced to tell her about the accident he had with Xiao Lan, emphasizing that it was not intentional. Lu then concentrates and sees that he is telling the truth. This is because she has an innate sword body and can distinguish between truth and lies. Finally, the last question arrives: whether he prefers to be a happy ordinary mortal or a great lonely immortal. After thinking for a moment, Lin reveals that he wants to be someone who can help mortals become great and make cultivators happy. He just wants the world to be a better place, regardless of what he becomes. Lu congratulates him, and he becomes the first member of the Lu Club. However, she explains that they will play video games for 3 days, coinciding with the duration of the exercise. And Lin proposes playing at the peak of the Black Rock so that he can take advantage of her assistance in accessing that difficult place and learn the Earth System martial art. After a quick trip, the progress bar starts. The system explains that when he learns this martial art, it will be enough to defeat a cultivator at the spiritual nourishment level. At that moment, they encounter someone further ahead. It's someone from the 8th stage who introduces themselves as Chen Chen. They mention that they don't want any trouble and were planning to leave. Although they speak to Lin, saying they have been waiting for him, and that next time, he can come and find them. Shortly after, Chen Chen disappears into thin air, and Lin asks Lu who that person was, but to his surprise, she has no idea what he's talking about and doesn't remember the person she recognized seconds ago. Yu Ying observes from a distance, commenting that Chen Chen only knows how to escape and that their level is still stuck at the 8th stage. As a student recommended by a true god, Ming Yuan is surprised that she fell for their deception. He explains that Da Wu was not running away but simply avoiding karma, and that he cannot see Chen Chen's true level. We return to Lin and Lu, where, after talking and playing until dawn, Lu comments that he has not been honest with her since they arrived at that place. The system tells Lin that what she sees is the earth energy that the host is absorbing from the ground. And Lin explains that it's a misunderstanding and that what she's seeing is the result of his cultivation. This puts Lu on guard as she interprets it as a lie, considering their previous conversations. She asks him why he was cultivating. He confesses that he has been cultivating because he wanted to attack her. Feeling betrayed, Lu decides to have a confrontation between the two, not believing his words due to the many lies. Finally, Lin learns the Divine Earth Lotus Art. He clarifies one last time that he has been honest and asks her why she doesn't believe him. This makes her feel bad, and she cancels her attack. Despite that, Lin cannot control the energy he was absorbing, causing an explosion of energy around him. The shockwave reaches Lu, and she counters with an explosive sword attack. She corners Lin, but he explains that it was an accident and he had no intention of attacking her. Seeing that he is telling the truth through her ability, she lowers her sword. She realizes that everything he says is true because Lin is no longer cultivating, and that no longer affects her judgment. However, Lu still cannot believe that he learned such a powerful skill while playing, so he decides to reveal his biggest secret. There is a hack in his body, and his cultivation depends entirely on it. While playing with her, the system executed the program, among other things. She becomes furious because previously he accused Lu of cheating in the video games. She then demands that Lin tell some lies as well. He tells her that he ate the mountain essence to become stronger, which is not true because it was done by the system. He shows her the essence, and she suddenly eats it, explaining that if it doesn't make her stronger, then he hasn't lied to her. As expected, she starts suffering from diarrhea. The system informs Lin that he can transfer the Divine Earth Lotus Art to her. The power of the earth will help her digest the essence. After doing so, she stops suffering and feels better. Before leaving, she gives him her pink headband and asks him to wear it. She also reminds him that she wanted to be his friend and for both of them to form their own sect. She asks if all of that was true, and Lin says goodbye, claiming it was a lie, but she knows it's true. When they descend from the mountain, he hides upon seeing Wang Zan Zan there. Wang Zan Zan demands that Chen Chen come forward to fight him. He threatens that if Chen Chen avoids the fight between the two of them, he will destroy all the disciples of the academy. And Lin worries about Xiao Lan and uses his tracking artifact to quickly locate her. She is cornered along with Dai Bai, and the Heavenly Alliance led by Wei Ji has them in trouble. And Lin arrives there, protecting Dai Bai and Xiao Lan with an aura of energy. Zan Zan's lightning attacks begin, swiftly annihilating hundreds of disciples, including those present. After the attack ends, his headband disintegrates. Now the system informs him that there are only 132 people left in the Forest of 1,000 Peaks. The success rate of reaching the top 50 has dropped to 1.32%. This is because there were hardly any enemies left to defeat and earn the necessary points to increase his score. Thanks to his new ability, Lin eliminates the remaining opponents, including Wei Ji, who were there before them. He takes the opportunity to apologize to Xiao Lan for what happened earlier and explains that he couldn't apologize earlier because he had diarrhea. The next target to face was Zan Zan, as he planned to turn the arena upside down if Chen Chen didn't show up. What happens is that Ming Yuan and Su Su join forces to confront him. Ming Yuan uses a special ability that requires everyone present to contribute their energy to unleash the attack. He asks for their support to defeat Zan Zan, but Zan Zan plants the idea that they shouldn't do it because Ming Yuan would get all the credit. In the end, Zan Zan manages to break free from the chains that bound him. He points his lance at Su Su and tries to flirt with her, but Su Su rejects him immediately and strikes him with the tip of her lance, breaking the shield that protected him and expelling him from the arena. Ming Yuan tries to face him alone, but it proves futile. They clash in a powerful exchange of attacks, where Zan Zan easily surpasses Ming Yuan, also eliminating him from the arena. One of those attacks is directed at Enlin and the others, but Chen Chen intervenes, nullifying the electric dragon with his finger. He asks Enlin if he has learned that move yet. Then he tells him that the path of heaven has changed, that he must leave, and that he should come find him with the answer later. He disappears into thin air right after, and Lin asks the system how to complete the final mission. He is informed that to succeed in reaching the top 50, he must defeat Wang Zan Zan. By defeating him, the points he gains will place him at number 2 in the entire academy, although he only has a 0.0001 probability of defeating him. He decides to face him, but before that, he carefully hits Xiao Lan and Da Bai so that they can leave the arena without getting hurt. He challenges Zan Zan to a one-on-one battle, and Zan Zan unleashes a powerful lightning dragon attack on Enlin. Enlin uses the mountain tremor fist, but it proves ineffective. It is then when he remembers what Chen Chen told him in the move he used. He points his finger at Zan Zan and the dragon, reciting the words, "finger that splits the sky." All the disciples watching the battle see the screen go dark, and in the distance, they witness a massive beam of light shooting up into the sky. The next thing they see is Wang Zan Zan appearing on the ground before them, indicating that he has lost the battle. And Lin is declared the winner of the battle for freedom and is now in the 9th stage. Everyone applauds his victory, changing from hating him to admiring him. Yu Hua asks Ming Yuan who the 3 new first-year disciples are who will be sent to the mortal world next month. They are Yuan Cheng, Xiao Lan, and Wei Jin, but Yu Hua asks him to replace Wei Jin with Enlin. Due to excessive energy consumption, Enlin has been unconscious for 10 days. It was thanks to the Elder that he was given a 2nd-grade magical elixir that could sustain his life. The system congratulates him for completing the mission. In the draw, the host won the Primordial Chaos Alloy Brick, and he has also learned the Heaven-Splitting series of magic techniques on his own, Finger That Splits the Sky. Now that everyone is cheering for him, the system has unlocked the Divine Power, Almighty Technique. Later, we see the senior elder announcing to the disciples that due to damage to the Demon Suppression Pagoda seal located in the Hanshou Kingdom in the mortal world, the Demon King has escaped. The Heavenly Alliance relies on their academy to send outstanding disciples as advanced messengers to the mortal world to locate the demon and restore the Demon Suppression Pagoda. He announces that Xiao Lan, Yuan Cheng, and Enlin will be the ones going. At that moment, Enlin takes the opportunity to announce that they can come to his room tomorrow morning and register their items. To buy things from the mortal realm, he buys a mortal realm proxy, doing a lot of advertising. Lu also announces to everyone that she and Enlin have decided to establish the first esports club in the spiritual world, generating more publicity about it, and everyone cheers for their projects. The next day, Wei Ji, after seeing Enlin's success after being replaced by him, leaves crying. The system tells Enlin that by making friends and making his enemies cry, he has unlocked an additional divine technique, Crybaby, the weeping technique. Lu gives him a pink ring, which is his storage ring. There are 10,000 spiritual stones inside, but she explains that it is not an ordinary storage ring and he has to wear it at all times. The moment arrives when the 3 chosen ones decide to depart for the mortal world, opening the portal to go. But several tentacles emerge from this portal, capturing Enlin and pulling him inside. Xiao Lan, who is worried about him, pursues him, and finally, Yuan Cheng enters as well. After being teleported, Enlin finds himself at a great height in the sky of the mortal world, along with Xiao Lan. As they fall at high speed, he uses his Earth Lotus ability, turning into an energy meteor while embracing Xiao Lan to protect her. On their way, they encounter a flower that is evolving into a spirit, but when Enlin passes by, he absorbs the energy of that being, causing it to disappear. When they crash onto the ground, both of them are safe, and shortly after, Yuan Cheng appears. They notice that the same flower from before is now planted on Enlin's head, crying and complaining that he stole its body. Although it disappears afterward, they hear a spaceship landing nearby. The girl on the spaceship reports that the divine messengers have arrived and introduces herself as Tian Lingling, an investigator from the Alliance of Cultivation. She takes them with the others, but she consistently displays a bad attitude towards them. In the end, they end up in an argument where Lingling confronts Xiao Lan. Lingling boasts that despite being 2 years younger, she is at the pinnacle of the 10th stage. However, they are interrupted by Yuan Chang. They arrive at the base, where Ling introduces them to the president of the Cultivation Alliance in the Hanshou Kingdom, Yuan. Shortly after, the 8 cultivation experts there gather. Yuan explains that they will soon be sent on a combat mission. The mission is to eliminate the disciples of the demon cult. As for the 100-eyed spider that Lin and the other 2 encountered, it was captured by them the day before yesterday. The demon suppression pagoda has also been restored. They are addressed by the deacon of the Cultivation Alliance, Tian Shiguo. He explains that they were welcome to send them back to the spiritual world. Shiguo tells them that he repeatedly urged Immortal Mingyuan to send divine messengers to the human world, but Mingyuan kept saying that the time had not yet come and never bothered, making it clear that there was no friendship between the 2 worlds, which is the origin of their hostility towards them. Suddenly, an alarm sounds indicating that several sectors are under attack, and they show interest in helping. This prompts Shiguo to forcefully send them back to the spiritual world by launching a powerful fire attack towards them. Yuan Chang protects himself along with Enlin and Xiaolan, holding back the attack, and proposes to confront him. But Enlin steps in and decides to be the one to fight, although Ling explains that he is not at the level of her father Shiguo, resulting in a battle between them. It becomes apparent that she is quite powerful, but Enlin easily surpasses her, using his celestial gate to absorb her attacks. He reaches a point where he has enough energy for a devastating attack, which he directs straight at Shiguo at great speed. But just before he could stop it, Enlin uses his crybaby technique on him. Seeing this, Yuan intervenes, blocking Enlin's strike with her fist, ending up with her fist in his chest. She realizes that their physiques are similar and that they are experts in illusions and energy control. At that moment, Shiguo is crying, all because of the technique Enlin used on him. Yuan explains that it is a soul-level illusion. Enlin clarifies that they are capable enough to fight and asks them to let them stay. Yuan recognizes their strength. If he can withstand her soul attack, she will allow them to stay. If he succeeds, he will receive a fan service. She mentions this because she is actually recognized in the mortal world as a superstar, and Enlin instantly recognized her upon seeing her. Yuan hits him on the forehead with her staff, initiating the soul attack, creating an aura of energy that suppresses him on the ground where he is. When Ling regains consciousness, she lunges at him, but she ends up getting caught in that attack as well, falling unconscious. And Lin, finding himself in trouble, ends up using the Almighty technique, which suppresses the souls of the people present. Its power is determined by his level and soul. When he uses this ability, his will becomes absolute in that world. This technique leaves everyone impressed, nullifying Yuan's soul attack. She admits defeat, and even Shiguo recognizes their strength. He takes Enlin and Ling, pairing them up, and throws them into a portal to support the pending mission. The 2 of them are teleported to a dark area with terrible weather, which is where the demon cult is located. Ling informs Enlin that they are there to investigate the number of enemies, their characteristics, and their strength. Although Enlin does things differently, one of the enemies releases a poisonous mist towards them. But thanks to some abilities shown to him by the system, he manages to infiltrate without being harmed by the mist and investigate more about the enemies on his own. He returns to Ling and shares the new information he gathered. There are 4 first-level spiritual nutrition enemies, 3 blood gods, and a thunder attribute demon god. He asks Ling to inform the base to send Xiaolan and Yuan Cheng as reinforcements, as well as someone who uses fire element cultivation at the spiritual nutrition level. Suddenly, they hear the enemies crying and complaining. And Lin explains that he made them cry and even gave them diarrhea, and they will be like that for a while, so there is no rush. Back at the base, Xiaolan and Yuan Cheng confront the spiritual nutrition experts because Shiguo wanted to send them instead of the 2 of them. In the end, Xiaolan and Yuan Cheng enter the portal that would take them to Enlin. Shortly after they leave, the base is attacked by a high-level demon that infiltrates through a portal, taking everyone hostage. Despite their strength, that demon is too much for them. When Enlin and the others regroup, they are informed of the situation. They also learn that the base has been taken over by the demons, and they are cut off from communication. However, they reassure Ling that they are still standing. Suddenly, the demons there have recovered and they trap Enlin, subjecting him to a barrage of attacks, while Xiaolan and the others deal with the remaining enemies. It reaches a point where one of them almost bites Enlin, but he once again uses the Almighty technique, weakening the enemies and allowing his companions to finish them off. Despite that, he is taken by surprise by a portal that appears behind him, and he is taken hostage. It is the superior demon who had the mortal experts as hostages, and they are in some kind of altar. In the center, there is a dark energy sphere, and Enlin is thrown into it. He wakes up thanks to his system, which explains that he is in a major crisis and recommends using the cheat code given by Senior Liu, referring to the ring she gave him. He is instructed to recite the magic words, and as he does, his ring begins to glow, opening a portal in front of him, from which a hand reaches out to hold his. The next thing that happens is a powerful explosion that destroys the dark energy orb. It is revealed to be Liu, who is holding Enlin in her arms. Meanwhile, Xiaolan and the others see that the portal is still open and are relieved that Enlin is still safe. Suddenly, Liu moves at supernatural speed, entering the portal to easily defeat the demons that were threatening Xiao Lan and the others. She also brings them to the altar where Lin is. She is so fast that she manages to catch Lin in her arms again after letting him go. Although they had not finished yet, the leader demon of the demon cult is still present. She sees that the ring Lin has is a divine object, the Zumi ring, which allows its bearer to travel through space with their absolute sword intent. Liu gets distracted by Lin, allowing the enemy to launch a surprise attack right at her head through a portal. What happens is that Lin's flower emerges from his head and, using its photosynthesis ability, sets the demon's arm on fire, forcing her to retreat and cancel her attack. Liu counterattacks when she sees the enemy drop her guard, using her incredible speed to cut off one of the demon's wings. Then, she regroups with the others, advising them to attack together to finish her off. But before they can, the demon begins reciting a ritual, absorbing the life energy of the 10 spiritual nutrition cultivators she had captured, who were hanging from the pillars there. She draws the divine sword that defeats evil, explaining that her god ordered her to go to the mortal world and use 3 divine weapons to eliminate a mortal man, referring to Lin. The system alerts him that the sword can break the laws and also destroy Lin's system. The enemy teleports Lin with one of her divine weapons, bringing him right beside her, and stabs the sword into his hand, which begins to corrupt him. The others try to stop her, but they are overpowered by a force that crushes them to the ground, and their spiritual powers are also taken away, all due to the enemy's 3rd divine weapon. She creates a large-scale formation above them with the celestial star plague disc, but using so much power causes her to fall to the ground. She talks about how in the early morning, that large formation she created will release all the spiritual energy it has absorbed into the world. Its power is enough to destroy stars, and her mission has been completed. They ask her why it has to be Lin, and the enemy girl tells them that her god assigned her that mission to eliminate what is not of their world, and then she faints completely. We see that in Lin's mind, he was seeing a question posed by the system, which asked him if he would accept exchanging 1/5 of his life for absolute power. He was about to agree, but a girl presses the button that says no. He is absorbed into darkness and reappears in another realm. The voice of the system explains that it is his sea of energy, a world within his body. The sword that defeats evil was cutting off the connection between him and the system's spirit. The system explains that the attack is meant for him, not Lin. A girl emerges from the fairy who served as the system. She asks him not to approach, as doing so will trap him in calamity. She tells him that she is from another world, a world where she lost him. Her name is Tina, and she is his spirit. She then explains that during a celestial calamity in the near future, they lost everything and she lost him. So, she used all her power to come here, wanting to change fate and wanting him to keep living. Tina calls him Titan Lin and shows him memories where she appears, revealing that she is actually the granddaughter of the god who bestowed the war god system upon him. To help him defeat his future enemies, she transformed into the spirit of a system to accompany him, to train him, but she doesn't belong to that world. The more traces she leaves in that world, the closer she is to her end. Right now, she directly intervened with reality, referring to when she pressed the no button when the system proposed something to Lin. He sees that he is slowly losing the memories where she was present, and the culprit is the sky above them, the calamity that is afflicting them. Tina offers him the last of her power to nullify that calamity, but he refuses, embracing her with tears and using the heaven-splitting finger technique, pointing directly at the calamity above them. That allows him to awaken, and he sees that Tina is still there. She explains that the calamity has dissipated, but as long as she remains there, calamities will continue to come. Although he notices that Tina is slowly disappearing, she tells him that she really wants to express all her feelings to him, but unfortunately, there is no language in that world that can perfectly convey them. As her final mission, she asks him to resolve the problem they have before them. She enters his body and proposes using the all-powerful technique to subdue the divine weapons. He uses those weapons to first break the formation and then uses the sword to destroy the calamity, restoring everything to normal. The others wake up shortly before, witnessing how Lin saved the situation and everyone. Tina appears and bids him farewell, giving him a final mission. He must go to the spirit realm and find her from that timeline. He must not fail in that mission. Things are summarized by him being recognized by everyone as the hero of the mission, and he now possesses 3 divine weapons that he has not fully mastered yet. The system he used before is undergoing maintenance, and he is still adjusting to the new, simpler system he now uses. It is also mentioned that Lin suffered a significant memory loss, but he still remembers Tina. Now it is explained that every 1,000 years, the most formidable cultivation power of humanity, the Celestial Alliance, declares war on the Demon Beast clan in the battlefield on Dragonstone Island. The winner will control that land for the next 1,000 years. We are shown that the Lord Abats, the Demon King representing the Demon Beast clan, meets with Zichen, the god representing the Celestial Alliance. Their differences and conflicts are displayed, and the Demon King mentions that his master was eliminated in the war 1,000 years ago by Zichen, but that everything will be different now. Before the two engage in battle, they are interrupted by the goddess Xiao Yu, who was exiled by the Celestial Alliance. According to the law, she cannot interfere in the affairs of the gods, as she is the daughter of the leader of the Celestial Alliance. Xiao Yu uses her divine object, which is a brush and also a canvas, attempting to perform a high-level enchantment to gain recognition from the gods and demand recognition for her mother. But something goes wrong during the process. Her younger double urges her to stop the fusion, but she refuses, even though it is the will of heaven. An explosion occurs, releasing energy into the sky, and she ends up lying on the ground due to the shockwave. In the end, the gods and the Demon King postpone their battle for 3 days because Zi Chen went to support Purple Star Island, which was under attack by the enemies. We see the Demon King speaking with his superior, whose identity is unknown. He informs them of everything that happened with Zi Chen. This being who gives the orders instructs the Demon King to use the spatial scepter to seal the entire Dragonstone Island. The scepter will also help him obtain the treasure of that island, the treasure that humans and demons have been searching for thousands of years. And they ask one more thing. In the next 3 days, he must eliminate all the disciples of the Superior Magic Academy who are going to Dragonstone Island, all of them. We return to Enlin. The academy had given him some protective robes of the true king's Black Knight, but since they were women's clothing, he decided to give them to Xiao Lan, which was quite difficult for him. When she finally accepts, she tries them on to show Enlin how they look on her. Shortly after, she begins to feel a kind of transformation, and what happens is that the robe merges with her. She appears happy because, thanks to wearing those garments, her level has been elevated, reaching the spiritual nourishment level. She thanks him for the gift, and Lin asks if she can lend it to him, as he doesn't mind if it's male or female clothing since it provides an opportunity to level up easily. She doesn't seem pleased with that and comments that if he wants to stop being a man, then they will become best friends, which scares him a little. Thanks to that robe, she can use magical wings. She takes him to the magical sword where the students and the teacher would depart from. It was a trip to Dragonstone Island, and they were running late. Seeing that they were being left behind, they are helped by Wang Zanzan, who recognizes Enlin as a superior due to his achievements. The other students also lend their support so that they can board the flying sword, although Enlin takes the credit since he was able to control one of the divine weapons, allowing them to finally board and be safe. During the journey, Master Yu Ying narrates the story of where they are going. Dragonstone Island is where the Beast Clan first merged with the Tao and became a true god. It has been the sacred land of the Demon Beast Clan since ancient times. Until 10,000 years ago, the most powerful civilization of humanity, Purple Star, was destroyed, leaving behind an important artifact on Dragonstone Island. The Celestial Alliance often goes there to search for the Purple Star artifact. Since then, the two clans have been in constant conflict, leading to the outbreak of the Millennium War. And Lin asks if humans have ever lost the Millennium War. She tells him that of the 10 Millennium Wars, they have won 7 and lost 3 because they did not participate. They did not participate on those occasions because humans were at war with other clans. For this trip, the disciples were asked not to carry weapons, but they were not given a specific reason. We now see Xiao Yu and her twin, who asks her where that brush came from. Xiao Yu tells her that it was a gift from someone. The two start to concentrate, as her twin can reveal visions of the near future. Her twin tells her that she sees a scepter containing supreme power suppressing the entire Dragonstone Island, leading to total war. They have been cultivating on Dragonstone Island for 1,000 years, and their spiritual energies have assimilated with the land. So when they merge with the Tao, they can achieve those abilities. They also see the impending confrontation between the Divine Bat and Zi Chen. In the last seconds of that vision, they see the silhouette of a strange woman, but the image breaks, and they cannot see more. Xiao Yu was able to recognize her. She is the guardian of the Purple Star ruins. Her twin thought it was just a myth since no one has seen those ruins for over 10,000 years. Xiao Yu says that someone has seen them. That brush is an artifact of the Purple Star. On top of that mountain, that woman gave that brush to their mother. This is because their mother is a resident of the Purple Star. The civilization of the Purple Star at that time cultivated science and technology that challenged nature to create the spiritual world. Their power grew so much that even the Celestial Alliance cannot compare. However, the Purple Star became obsessed with advancing science and technology and defied the path of heaven, incurring celestial punishment. The civilization was destroyed in one night, and billions of inhabitants died. Their mother avoided that catastrophe because she was away as a messenger for the Celestial Alliance. But the heavens cursed all inhabitants of the Purple Star, and their mother's life slowly withered, as did the life of the newborn, like her. They were considered bad luck and expelled from the Celestial Alliance. Her mother took her to Dragonstone Island to search for the ruins of the Purple Star. Just before she passed away, she met that mysterious woman. It is shown that she told her that the brush contains the powers of the Purple Star. In the future, she must deliver it to the person who will inherit the will of the Purple Star. Humans and demons have fought for 10,000 years, all in order to obtain the ruins of the Purple Star and the treasure. But they never thought that the treasure would be the brush she has now. We return to instructor Yu Ying, who informs everyone that once they enter Dragonstone Island, they will proceed with an outdoor survival activity that will last for a day and a night. She will appoint 4 people with the highest level as team leaders, and everyone else can choose their leader and work as a team. The 4 leaders will be Yuan Cheng, Su Su, Xiao Lan, and finally Wei Ji. However, Yu Ying informs Lin that he will be his own group and go alone because he is too strong. Shortly after, she forces Lin to leave the flying sword since the others were still deciding which group to join, while he was already prepared to start the trial. He is left alone in the middle of the island. He takes the opportunity to check the missions in the system to reach the spiritual nourishment level. To get there, he must learn the divine wind art, and one of the requirements is to jump from the top of a high mountain. At that moment, the Demon King activated his power to seal the entire Dragonstone Island, changing the environment of the entire area. He then unleashes a powerful area attack that reaches the whole island. The teacher had to protect the disciples with a spell and change their direction to a base she knew to seek shelter. And Lin protects himself and takes the opportunity to analyze the culprit of what is happening. He sees that the culprit has Tao assimilation level and is called the Divine Bat Emperor, with spiritual lightning element. He also analyzes the spatial scepter, which is the embodiment of celestial spatial authority, and the celestial divider magic can break it. The Emperor unleashes a destructive shockwave in the area, but Lin is saved thanks to the divine weapon he has, which allows him to teleport to a point where the attack has already passed. He quickly heads to the high mountain there, where he identifies that someone of high level is protected in that area, dodging the Emperor Bat's attacks. Although the Emperor summons a large number of demon beasts, which attack the base where the disciples and the teacher took refuge, as well as Lin. They use the base's receivers to form an energy field to protect themselves, but since it drains their energy, they are slowly running out of strength. Yuan Cheng gives mortal world weapons to the others to provide support. On the other hand, Xiao Yu's other self sees that in the last vision they were able to have, she already obtained the information she needed, the key to the ruins and the person who will open them. She has seen it all. However, the Emperor Bat himself appears before them and demands that they hand over the key. And Lin manages to subdue the beasts he is facing by using the divine pressure technique. A divine aura surrounds his body, and he recovers the artifact that allows him to see Xiao Lan's location. Continuing his path to the highest mountain, will he be able to reach the spiritual nourishment level and save everyone from the Demon Emperor? And that's how the first season of this anime ends. If you've reached this part of the video, let me tell you that you've been one of the few people to make it this far. So comment the word system in the comments. Remember to subscribe to not miss any videos. With that said, see you in the next video.